What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. For this weekend, we're back at it with the English Premier League. So please join me as I talk just a little bit about the fixture that is kicking off this Saturday evening at Old Trafford in Manchester on the 20th of September that sees Manchester United host Chelsea. We start off today's video here with the home side being Manchester United. Thankfully, this team has played 5 games already, and in their last 5 fixtures, Manchester United have won 1, drawn 1, and then lost 3. Their last match was, of course, their 3-0 loss at the Etihad last weekend against Manchester City. And I think that means that the Red Devils are definitely under a lot of pressure to improve as soon as possible. Key to their improvement, I want to talk about Cameroonian right winger Bryan Mbeumo. In 5 appearances, Mbeumo has 2 goals, and for me, he operates as an inverted winger on that right wing for Manchester United. He is strong, he is fast, he is direct. Whenever Mbeumo gets the ball, you know that he wants to take a shot and use that powerful left foot to put the ball in the back of the net. Creatively for Manchester United, I want to talk about Portuguese attacking midfielder Bruno Fernandes. In 5 appearances, Bruno Fernandes has just 1 goal, and for me, he operates as the playmaker for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes is an exceptionally creative player. He's got great passing range and accuracy. He's got phenomenal vision all over that pitch, but he's also got a fair bit of dribbling skill as well. He is that kind of player that can run at your defense and then just slice them apart. Speaking of the defense, for Manchester United, at the heart of their defense, I want to talk about English centre-back Harry Maguire. In 4 appearances, Harry Maguire also has just 1 goal, but when I look at Harry Maguire, I see the defensive leader at Manchester United. Maguire is disciplined, he's physical and determined, and he is that kind of player who just knows how to boost the morale of his teammates. Tactically for Manchester United, coach Ruben Amorim wants his team to be able to play fluidly on the counter-attack. Manchester United have some very quick forwards who make very direct runs through the center. As a result, I think we will see this team lining up in that favoured 3-4-2-1 formation. At Manchester United, the midfield is physical and aggressive, but they have enough creativity in those central areas to be able to pick out long balls for those roaming forwards to then exploit space all over the pitch. Okay, on to the away team. Now, for Chelsea, their last 5 fixtures have ended in 2 wins, 2 draws, and then 1 loss. Unfortunately for the Blues, that loss was their last fixture, and it was a 3-1 loss against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena in Munich. Though I think it is worth noting that Chelsea are still undefeated domestically, and they will be looking to do their best to keep that record intact. Crucial to that, I think, will be English attacking midfielder Cole Palmer. In 3 appearances, Cole Palmer has 2 goals, and when I look at him, he is the playmaker for Chelsea in those attacking areas. Cole Palmer is quick, he's creative, he's flexible, he's dynamic, and he's intelligent. Cole Palmer is also that kind of player who can play pretty much anywhere in the attacking third for his team. Keeping things solid in the midfield for Chelsea, I want to talk about Argentine central midfielder Enzo Fernandez. In 5 appearances, Enzo Fernandez has 2 goals and 1 assist. And when I look at Enzo, I see a typical box-to-box midfielder. This is a player who's got so much stamina, combines it with phenomenal work rate, and then just throws in a bit of aggression into his game as well, so that he's able to win that ball back efficiently and then use it to damage the opposition. Speaking of winning the ball back efficiently, I want to talk about English right back Reece James. In 5 appearances, he has no goals or assists as yet, but when I look at Reece James, I see the perfect defensive leader for Chelsea. This is a player who's very experienced, he's very focused right now, but when I look at Reece James, I see the player at Chelsea who's able to motivate everybody else to find a new gear in their game and to just take it up to the next level. Tactically for Chelsea, I think coach Enzo Maresca is still going to want his team to play on the counter-attack. Chelsea are very good at moving the ball out wide and then punishing the opposition fullbacks. To that end, I think we will see this team lining up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. At Chelsea, the midfield has the energy and the speed to win the ball back quickly, and then they just play it out wide to those wingers who have creativity in abundance. If the wingers aren't able to do the damage, then you know those attacking fullbacks in Reece James and Marco Kurella are then going to add an extra man in those wide areas for them to have options and to have opportunities. Okay, on to the head-to-head and the S3M2 verdict. Now, the last 5 fixtures between Manchester United and Chelsea have ended in 2 wins for United, 2 wins for Chelsea, and then 1 draw between the two teams. So when we look at those stats, it looks like a fixture that is nice and delicately balanced. When we look at the goal output in those last 5 fixtures, Manchester United has scored 10 goals, while Chelsea have hit the back of the net 8 times. So surprisingly, the Red Devils have actually scored more goals in those last 5 fixtures. I think it's very important for us to note that in those last 5 fixtures as well, there has been a clear advantage for the home side in these fixtures. The home side has either won or, in Manchester United's case, they've at least managed a draw. If we look at the league table right now, Manchester United sit 14th on 4 points, while Chelsea are 5th on 8 points. So while it is still early days in the Premier League title race, Chelsea have already set the benchmark for themselves. In terms of injuries for both of these teams, United will be without Lisandro Martinez probably for the rest of the year, along with attacking midfielder Mason Mount, forward Matheus Cunha, and a wingback Diogo Dalot. I think what that does is it does mean Manchester United lack a bit of creativity going forward, especially in those wide areas. But without Lisandro Martinez, this team also looks very, very fragile in the center. For Chelsea, the Blues will be without Mykhailo Mudryk, who is still suspended because of doping, Levi Colwill, and Liam Delap. Now, I think when we look at Chelsea, though, they've bolstered their team with the addition of Alejandro Garnacho, who was signed from Manchester United. He brings speed, creativity, and overall just so much flair to the wings for Chelsea. I think fatigue is going to play a very important role in this match as well. I think Chelsea will be feeling very, very tired after their Champions League defeat in Munich, while Manchester United are very, very well rested after the week off, having played no European football this week. Both teams will still be looking to play their high-octane, high-energy style of football. It will be a total battle in midfield for the ball, and I actually think that whoever scores first has a major advantage here. Knowing that both teams play on the counter means if you get an early goal, it means your opponents now have to try and attack you, which means they then leave holes at the back for you to exploit once again. And I think whoever scores first here will definitely make use of that advantage. I think knowing that this fixture is being played at Old Trafford means Manchester United do have their home ground advantage, but the Red Devils have already lost a fixture at home. They did fight very, very hard against Arsenal in that opening fixture of the season, but it just wasn't enough. I think, though, it is important for us to remember as well that Chelsea are not Arsenal. There are some things that the Blues do better than the Gunners, and there are some things that the Gunners do better than the Blues. I do think that the deciding factor here is actually one player, and that is actually Alejandro Garnacho. He comes into this fixture knowing that he has a lot to prove. A lot has been said about him since he left Manchester United, and he'll be looking to set the record straight as soon as possible with a good performance on the pitch. I think the Old Trafford fans will also be giving him a very hostile reception, and it comes down to how well he's able to deal with that. Nevertheless, I think draws have been very common in this fixture in the past, and I do think that this one is going to end in a draw as well. I do see both sides scoring. I do see both sides making defensive mistakes as well. But I do think at the end of the day, they will be inseparable. And I think for Manchester United, that's a very good result. But for Chelsea, I think they'll be looking at this fixture and hoping they can pick up all 3 points. Nevertheless, my score prediction for this one is going to be Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1.